Is the thing going? Why didn't the music play? Oh man, I missed.
Viewer discretion is expressed for the following program. If you are easily triggered or offended, please exercise caution while viewing this program, because the hosts really don't care. Warning, this show is not for children, and not for coworkers either.
All right. Okay. Good morning, everybody. We're back. Welcome to the next episode of Your Two Dads. Today's episode. Gee, what do you do? How you think? How you? I love a pun or a double entendre or whatever it is. Today's title. I'm pretty proud of myself. I know you don't know what's going on. I know you don't know.
Okay.
Like, why would you care? I'll explain it in a minute. What's up? How you doing?
No,
you having a good morning?
Good. Yeah, absolutely. How about you?
I'm over here doing the salsa, waiting for the show to start.
Yeah, I wasn't going to comment on the music that you were listening to because I was happy that you were listening to any kind of music. I don't care if it sounds like a Spanish instructional video music that goes behind the scenes. I don't care. That's fine with me. So you're a new employee at Taco Bell. Let's go through. That sounds like the music that would be in the background of. So,
absolutely.
You want to make a taco. Let's first start with the tortilla. It was great. So whatever, dude. That's great for you.
Yeah. We got a lot to talk about today. We're going to talk about President Biden. We're going to talk about President Xi. We're going to talk about artificial intelligence a little bit later. Let me tell you, we talk about a lot of stuff on here, and some of it's a little, I don't know, risky and controversial, perhaps. We talk about, Target and trans people and LGBTQ stuff and, like agenda and all that kind of stuff. And my wife walks through, doesn't care what I say, does not care what I say. But yesterday when we talk about, like we're $33 trillion in debt, financial crisis, the world's going to end, our money isn't worth anything. She gets so upset. And like, I don't want to hear you talk. I don't want to think about that. I don't want to know about that. I don't want to have anything to do with that.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah,
out of mind.
It surprises me the stuff that she will allow come out of my mouth.
So while I'm doing the song of the day here and talking about this for a second, I want you to go through your audio settings and figure out what is doubling up, because you sound like a transformer. You sound like Megatron, but not as low as Megatron. It's starting to affect me, and if it's
oh no.
If everybody else can hear what you're saying, I can't listen to your voice like this for an hour. I don't know.
Is that better? Did I fix it?
No, that did not fix it. Say
okay.
Some other stuff.
You do music. You do some music, and I'll restart my audio system.
That might have fixed it a little bit.
Yeah, I think I have the system.
No. You need to just reset it. Okay, so yes, song of the day today is one that I don't know if I can talk about this song for freaking 5 minutes. I could talk about this band for 5 minutes. The band was a band that came out in the 90s. They had been around a lot longer than that, but they did not get super famous until almost the end of the lead. The lead singer was in his early 30s, and he was ready to turn in this band shit. He had been doing it for 15 years or something like that, trying to make it big, and he just couldn't do it. They lost their longtime drummer. They had to audition for a new drummer, and when they did and got this new drummer, they went crazy famous. And the band's called Everclear. And Everclear and Art Alexakis, the lead singer, he was ready to throw in the towel. And their song off this album, Sparkle, what was it called? Sparkle and Fade. This song, Santa Monica, we could live beside the ocean. Oh, I don't hear you. I don't hear any of your audio.
I was muted. Is it better? Is it better yet?
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's
all right.
Al. Yes, that fixed it.
Thanks, Elgato.
So
the band you're talking about, I have deep affection for.
Yes, I do too. I love Everclear. Sparkle and Fade was an album that I was listening to it this morning, and I was like, man, all these songs on here I remember listening to so many times, but they never were famous. And this one today is one that never got famous, but I loved Heart Spark $. And I went and looked it up this morning because I was like, I wonder if this was true. And it was based on a real interracial relationship that Art had when he was younger, and he got some flack for it because he was, I think he's older than us, but
he's older than us.
Yeah, he's in his 50s. So Everclear, Heart Spark $. If you listen to that Sparkle and Fade album, it's a great album. Every song on there is a great song. So check out some Everclear this weekend.
You know what? I had this CD, and when I was I don't know, 20. I don't know when it came out. I had it. I listened to this thing 100 times, and I have listened to this particular song, I don't know how many 100 times. It never even occurred to me, and I never care. And I know that I sing the words. It didn't even bother me. I didn't care that it's you black or brown. I was like, so what?
Yeah.
Yeah, that didn't matter. I will tell you, the Santa Monica song, though, that is a song that is like deeply hooked into like my emotional like core, because when that album came out and I had that CD and I was listening to it on a repeat or whatever, I was like 18, 19, 20, whatever. And I was personally dealing with like my own feelings about my father. And, I come from one of the households where the parents split up and the kids will be okay. And fuck no, they weren't. No, they weren't. No, they weren't. You've talked to my brother.
I hadn't talked to your brother in a long time. I made your brother.
Yeah. I don't know. He says he watches sometimes, but I don't know if he does. But
I like your brother. Like, he's more yang than you are when it comes.
Yeah, it can be. So like like I had to deal with like the fact that my dad left the family, and like he made these gestures of being a dad, but he thought he was a failure, and I thought he was a failure, and he was a failure, and like there was just no relationship there. So that song and the story in that song, and then like the kind of the idea that you could just like, I'm gonna just go be happy and live some more happy, and like it's gonna be okay, and I'm gonna forgive my dad. That's a big deal to me, and so like I'm really hooked in. So,
dude, I'm very glad that you shared that, to be honest, because that's and we're not even talking about, I'll have to put Santa Monica in here and add it to the list now today.
well, when you go listen to Hard Spark $, just listen to the next one, because it'll probably be Santa Monica. Yeah, and Santa Monica is like their biggest song ever, I think. I think that's their biggest hit.
What was the one I was listening to this morning? Heroin Girl. I was rocking out to My Little Heroin Girl. Oh man, I forgot how great that song was. But no, I'm glad you shared that, because I always that song is something super, super deep to you. And that song just reminds me, you want me to tell you my story for
sure. Yeah.
Every time, mine's not as great as yours. I worked at a pizza restaurant when I was like 18, 19, 20. I worked at a pizza restaurant, 18, 19. And I was working at the radio station and the pizza restaurant, but the pizza restaurant was like all of my friends. Every single person there, we were the managers. Every single person that worked there, we were all friends. We didn't we had fun, but we ran a good restaurant. It was clean and nice, and a buffet and all this. And we had a song that we had made up for Santa Monica. We would live beside the buffet, leave the crowd behind. Swim out past walk out past the buffet, let the crowd dine. We will, we had a whole song written for this pizza restaurant for Santa Monica. And that's what I think of every single time is me and my friends doing this stupid pizza restaurant song.
Really poppy. I don't know if it was on the radio so much, but it was really poppy and light.
Absolutely all over the radio. That was their first big radio hit.
The message in that song, for whatever reason, it just wormed its right into my mind, and I was like, I just can't live with like resentment and this kind of stuff. You just have to put that away. So
you know what I call that? Because I am such a musical person. My whole life revolves around music. My job, everything. My family, we're music. So I realized it one day that I think God or whatever speaks to me through music. He doesn't come and be like, hello, Andy, you need to do this. If I'm really worried, and I've noticed this several times in my life, if I'm really worried about some particular something, I've been really worried about, I will hear a song on the radio just randomly, just one playing. And it might be one that I've heard 1,000 times, but one line in the song will just stick out to me for some reason. And it will. And it's like that song. It's like what you said. That happens to me a lot. I always said God speaks to me through music on the radio because he knows that's how I communicate.
Well, if that's what you'll listen to, if you won't listen to God any other way, then absolutely.
That's a good point. That's a good discussion. Right. I like that. I like that talk.
Well, when you posted that Everclear yesterday, I was like, oh man, I got something to say about Everclear. That's awesome. All right. Now let's talk about our title of the show. And by the way, thanks if you're hanging out, folks. I don't know if you're here or not, but if you're here, welcome. We meet Monday through Friday. We drink coffee. We talk news and politics and music and stuff like that. All right. Today's episode, Gee, what do you do? Blinken, you'll miss it. The reason why this is our title of the day is that, as you recall, San Francisco scrubbed all the poop and hid all the homeless people and then put up Chinese flags everywhere so that President Xi could be welcomed to America as the benevolent foreign dignitary that he is. This follows a meeting of Blinken being over in China and having having a summit over in China. Anthony Blinken is our Secretary of State, and then in return, Xi has come to the United States to meet with President Biden, and so they met with President Biden for like 4 hours, and there was a summit, and President Biden, he stood right up to Xi Jinping and just told him what for, and we need to work together. We need to bridge this divide, and then leaves that meeting, and he goes and gives a little press conference statement. And during the press conference statement, well, I don't want to spoil it, so I'll just play this video for you. You're gonna love this. Let me see. This is great. Now, before I play it, Anthony Blinken is right here, second seat on the bench here. And Joe Biden's over here off camera giving a little talky talk. Here we go.
Mr. President, after today, would you still refer to President Xi as a dictator? This is a term that you used earlier this year.
Hold on.
Well, look, he is. I mean, he's a dictator.
I know the volume's a little high. President Biden said, well, he is. And then Anthony Blinken goes, oh, shit, this guy is fucked up. Dude, my boss sucks. I worked so hard to get Xi Jinping to come to the United States to meet with us. And my boss calls him a dictator. So this video went viral the last day or two. So that's the guy arguing for us. That's great.
I have another video of that.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Yeah. Can I play it?
Mm-hmm.
I think this is it.
Hey, Blinken. Did you say Abe Lincoln? I say, hey, Blinken. I said, hey, Blinken. Hold the reins, man.
I'm sorry. Every time you talk about Anthony Blinken, I think of Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Hey, Blinken.
Dave goes, hey,
Did you
Blinken.
say hey, Blinken?
Did you say
That's
hey,
great.
Blinken? No,
Yeah.
I ain't say hey, Blinken.
Right. That's funny. All right. Let's see. We got some. I saw this story this morning, and neither of us are bankers or investors, and what do we know about money, really? But I saw this. I saw this story, and I read through it, and I was like, what is going on here? So I thought we would kind of like look at it and just kind of pick at it a little bit. Federal regulators from Breitbart News. Federal regulators warn Wells Fargo to stop customers' financial crimes. So the government's saying, hey, Wells Fargo, can you stop those Ponzi schemes that your customers are doing? A Wall Street Journal report with inside sources revealed that the Federal Reserve is coming down on Wells Fargo for their struggle to get into compliance with a regulatory obligation to monitor financial crime and a public penalty such as a consent order. I meant to look up what a consent order is because I've heard it before and I've looked it up before, but I don't remember off the top of my head. The Wells Fargo has been wrapped up in this controversy for years with the Security and Exchange Commission and charges against them in May 2022 for failing to file at least 34 suspicious activity reports in that year. When Wells Fargo failed to file their reports, they were in violation with the Bank Secrecy Act, which requires financial institutions to help government agencies prevent money laundering and other criminality. They agreed to pay $7 million in fines. But hold on. Further down here in the story, it says, let's see. In her letter to Central Bank, Elizabeth Warren, Elizabeth Warren, said that millions of customers remain at risk of negligence and willful fraud at Wells Fargo's hands. While regulators are focused on the bank's broad customer watching systems, Wells Fargo is currently the target of a lawsuit that alleges that suggests what can go wrong when a bank's monitoring system fails. Federal prosecutors are alleging that Matthew Beasley scammed people into investing in a fake personal injury lending business, leading 1,000 victim investors to part with more than $460 million. Law enforcement officials allege that they used the money to wire to his Wells Fargo account to buy luxury homes and stuff. There was a part in here in this story that apparently, in addition to all of this, people that worked at Wells Fargo. Okay, so you can imagine, like, if you work for Wells Fargo, you have some sort of a performance evaluation. People that were working at Wells Fargo were making fake accounts at the bank to juice up their own numbers and statistics. So the reason why this is important to me is that I have a Wells Fargo account, and I'm thinking, oh no, what do I do with my money? Okay.
I would, yeah. Well,
is it? I mean, okay. So let's just start with the kind of like the first idea, though. Is it a bank's responsibility to police criminal activity
within their employees? Yes.
Within their employees.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's their responsibility to police the criminal activities of your employees, and when it involves your company and your employees.
What about your customers?
Is off the freaking if your employee off the clock is going and doing something else that's criminal, then no, that's not your business. But if it's in your business on your computer with your people and during your his obvious work time,
right?
Yes, absolutely. You should.
What about that's like the bank and their own decisions and their own investments and things that they're aware of. What about customers that have accounts and that they're doing criminal activity? Is it the bank's responsibility, obligation, or even authority to monitor people's transactions and monitor? I mean, should banks be policing customers? I don't know. I hadn't really thought about it before.
Like in a sense of, let's say, I had some money, a large sum of money, and then I transferred it to an iffy bank account in the Cayman Islands or some crap like that. Would the bank? Are you saying that the bank be required to turn over?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
already do that.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe you're. Maybe you have some sort of like illicit business, and then you're banking with Wells Fargo. You're taking your illicit gains and putting them in the bank, and somehow they could be
How would
aware
Wells
of it.
Fargo know that?
I don't know, but
no,
it seems like
they don't need to put resources to that crap. That's why we have law enforcement officers.
All right.
They don't need to do that crap. That's what law enforcement is for.
The Banking Secrecy Act obligates financial institutions, so banks or any kind of entity that deals with money, obligates them to turn over records and information to law enforcement. You would think that would be with like a subpoena and a court order, but
oh no, dude. I had a buddy that worked for a local electric company years ago, and we were talking and he was a pot smoker. We were pot smokers. And he said, we were talking about growing rooms and stuff because it's illegal and whatnot. And he's the guy that he worked at the electric company. I'm not going to say what he did. He worked at the electric company, the big electric company. And he said, when we get a spike above blah, 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 we have to turn it into the police.
Right. Yeah.
And then I had another buddy that had
very large transactions, right?
Yeah, he had his little niece or something move in with him, and she had computers and TV and all this crap, video game system and all this stuff that she moved in. And then he said it wasn't long that he had the police knocking at his door saying, "Hey, how come you've had a huge spike in your electricity at your house?" He had to explain, and because they monitor for stuff like that, so you don't think banks and law enforcement.
Sure. Okay. So then, so you're taking like authority. I'm talking sovereign authority, the right of rule of government to enforce law or whatever, or investigate crimes or whatever. And you're lowering that down to an entity that is a bank. Or you're saying in a more generous context, hey, we think there's a crime. Banks, you have to give us information. Okay, so where's the line? Where is the line that we protect individuals? Hold on. What's the threshold? What's the threshold of how much money it should be before your privacy and your personal information doesn't matter because they're just going to have the bank give it to the law enforcement?
I completely see where you're coming from, and I used to sit in your chair, but I no longer think that way.
Okay.
Here is the big picture that you're missing in the conspiracy theory here. The big picture that you're missing. The banks have always controlled everything.
Yeah.
The bank. I'm not going to say the banks. I'm going to call it singular. The bank has always controlled everything, and they have controlled everything since the Roman Empire. The only thing that has changed with the bank is the name of the bank. The name of the bank has changed so many times since the Roman Empire that we have lost. We live in an illusion. So all of this illusion that all of this is ours and whatnot is it's your tiny little ant bubble that you live in, hoping that the overlord walking outside doesn't step on you when he's walking to his car.
Normally I would like object to something like that, but I actually think you're probably right, because I'm thinking like I'm looking at this and I'm thinking like, where's the limit? Because I know that the federal government's been like in the last year, the Biden administration has been trying to say, if any transactions over $600, you need to tell us about them, right? They're bringing the threshold way, way, way down. And I'm looking at that and I'm like, look, I'm not doing anything bad, but I don't fuck you. But I'm thinking about my own person.
Not real. They're bringing everything else up too. So
you
have a lot less to do what you want to do with.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm really thinking about like, the limits of your personal privacy and your personal autonomy, and like how much of a right you have to just keep yourself to yourself. but you might actually be right that there's a
macroscopic. Yeah, taking my brain down to a macroscopic level and thinking that we are. Our privacy is gone anyway.
So back on your end of it, so kind of like part of what you're suggesting is that like there's an organization or a cabal or a body of people that have a vested interest, but is it more dubious than that? Okay,
let me give you another word to use. All or organization. Let me give you another word to use.
Yeah,
family or
family
bloodline.
You think
How about
so?
we use bloodline? That's a good one.
See, okay, so but people that have a common interest and are connected, and I'm wondering, like, the kind of thing that looks like an organized conspiracy. Let's say the banks squishing you. Could the same thing be explained by people who are not affiliated, but they all have the same motivations in the same environment and the same kind of goals? Independent, not organized, but you effectively get the same thing. Because I think that's called a standalone complex. So anyway, either way, I need to probably think about what I'm going to do with my Wells Fargo money. I may have a real problem here.
So much better. Close that. I can see so much better.
But I like the sunlight. I know.
I wouldn't go
like the sunshine. Yeah, I like the sunshine. Let's see. Here's kind of tangentially related. Here's this. Moody's has exposed fiscal chaos, according to the story on the Daily Caller. Biden administration hypocrisy. American Credit has maintained a AAA rating with Moody's since 1917. That's how we can lend ourselves so much money, because we have such a great credit score. Today, Moody's remains the only agency that rates America as a AAA. Standards & Poor's and Fitch's ratings have downgraded the U.S. to AA plus in 2011 and 2023. On November 10th, Moody's lowered its U.S. credit outlook from stable to negative, indicating it would issue an official downgrade unless fiscal conditions improve. Then the Biden administration, because Biden's out there saying, "Oh, the economy's better than ever. More people are working than ever. More people are unemployed than ever. Not unemployed, but the low unemployment rate is lower than ever. The economy's doing great." And then Biden goes out there and says something like, "I know people feel disconnected from that. They don't feel like the economy's great, but the economy's great. You just don't feel like it." Maybe according to Moody's and Fitch and S&P, the economy's not great. It's unstable. It's not good. Anyway, so that floated through the headlines today. And then there was this. This is not financial. This is New York City, which is the heart of the financial capital of the United States. Eric Adams has announced, but in light of this great economy, Mayor Eric Adams has announced some funding cuts for police and schools in order to pay for the migrant crisis. So New Yorkers are going to get less cops, less schools, but more New Yorkers. So that'll be good. Maybe
that's what we need.
Yeah. Adams announced that libraries would be closed on Sundays, and the New York Police Department would freeze police hiring as part of the efforts to address the cost of housing the migrants arriving in the city. The city's offering migrants free travel to any location as the number exceeded 130,000, but many say they will not leave the city. Also, as we read yesterday, a bunch of people are saying don't go live in, the migrants are talking amongst themselves and saying, hey, don't go live in the tent city. It sucks over there. Not safe for kids.
Yeah, they don't have television. They're not playing Bluey.
No TV. Right.
No Bluey.
Yeah.
What the hell are you going to do?
Let's see. I'm not ready for AI news yet.
No, you had some more here about.
We got plenty of story.
Yeah, with Eric Adams and.
Let's see.
I had a very interesting religious story that I wanted
yeah,
to.
you did.
Halfway
I don't
down
know
the
much about. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I don't either. Let me just hit this up real quick, and then we can go back into.
Sure.
I just saw this morning, and I thought, oh, this is Reuters is sharing this. The Vatican confirms its ban on Catholics becoming Freemasons. Active membership in Freemasonry as a member of the faithful is prohibited because of the irreconcilability between Catholic doctrine and Freemasonry, the Vatican doctrinal official said in a letter published by the Vatican media on Wednesday. Halfway down the article, it says, where was it at?
Hold on. Yeah, go ahead.
The same author said last week that transgender people can be baptized, serve as godparents, and act as witnesses at Catholic weeks.
Yeah. So the Catholic Church says that you can not join a secret order of Freemasons, but you can pretend to be a girl or pretend to be a boy and also get baptized. So I don't know. Are they being like ultra conservative or like ultra liberal? What isn't it kind of a? I don't know how to take it. I'm not Catholic, so I don't know much about Catholic.
I'm not either. I have my own opinions, but those are best left unsaid.
Probably.
Granny always said you don't talk about politics and religion in polite company.
So, do you think that? I mean, I don't know how strong is the personal, like the people that are out there that are Catholics that also happen to be Freemasons. I wonder how strong they take this order from the Pope. Are they going to be like, "Oh, I'm canceling my membership"? I don't even think you can.
I don't think Freemasonry's numbers have been improving in the past 15. 20 years.
Probably not.
According to some of the Freemasons that I know around here, their numbers locally are not, they don't go up. They haven't not been increasing. I think maybe here recently in the past year, maybe the numbers have gone up a little bit, but I have seen a lot more vehicles at the local Masonic Lodge as I've drove by on certain nights when they have their meetings. I've seen the parking lot packed as opposed to opposing years, past years.
I've always understood that Freemasons is supposed to be a secret society. Some sort of like, I don't know, secret handshakes and secret codes and secret club. Secret. But there's a lot of people drive around here with big old Freemason logos stuck on their car. So
it's not like that. No, it's not. It's not secret. There's Freemasons. Some Freemasons have tattoos, wear rings.
Yeah.
They let you know, but they're what they do is kept in the organization. Tried to at least.
Have you ever been tempted to Freemason yourself?
Yes.
Oh, really? Oh,
yes. I will answer that. Yes.
Oh, okay. Are you a Freemason, Deke? Okay, moving on. Wow, I didn't know that. Let's see.
No, I'm not.
Well, I mean, I'm going to just leave it right there, like you were. Let's see. Bye, Biden. Goodbye, Biden. Are we already up to? No, we're not up to AI news yet. Got plenty of it. Oh, hey, Anheuser-Busch. Anheuser-Busch, the king of gay beers. The U.S. marketing head, the guy in charge, is stepping down from their company. He's resigning a few months after the Bud Light implosion.
Gosh, why?
There remains a mystery. But I thought his little message here was funny. Benoit Garb, the U.S. marketing chief officer of Anheuser-Busch. And you know what? Just for fun and for your amusement, I will just put the picture of the story up here while I read this. Here you go. You can look at him. He's stepping down from his role after Bud Light's brand imploded due to the controversial partnership with transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney. The company said that Benoit Gabe will leave at the end of 2023, quote, in order to embark on a new chapter in his career. With U.S. Chief Commercial Officer Kyle Norrington taking charge of marketing activities. The company said the other sales leaders will report to CEO Brendan Whitworth. So, isn't that isn't that a cute way to announce the termination or the departure of somebody who's failed colossally? To say that, you don't want to look at Dylan? To say that he is leaving in order to embark on a new chapter in his career. I find that quote to be complete bullshit. That sounds to me like, you're fired, bro. You cost us billions of dollars, but I'm not going to be an a-hole. I'm going to say something kind of nice about you to the media. Pack your box, get the fuck out. That's what it sounds like to me.
There's this comedian I saw the other day, and he was talking about all this crap, and he said I love to tell girls when he sees these certain types of girls, he loves to go, oh, you are so beautiful, and they'll say thank you, and he'll go, you look just like Dylan Mulvaney.
Mean.
And he's like, when they give the reaction that they give, he's like, what? We're supposed to be inclusive.
Yeah.
What are we?
Yeah. What are the rules? Hey, Miss Dangered's here. Good morning, Miss Dangered. Pope's a lizard person.
Who?
The Pope. The Pope is a lizard person. She says, why is it okay to be an Illuminati lizard person running the Vatican but not be a Freemason? I did not know the Pope was a lizard person. Deke, you have to choose right now. Are there space aliens or are there lizard people?
There's both, dude. Lizard people are space aliens. The Draconian Empire controls past. You don't think I know this shit?
I don't know.
I'm not just a random conspiracy guy that just buys on to any little thing. I know about a lot of this bull crap. All right.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily believe in all this bull crap, but I do know about it.
You certainly do. I don't know. I'm gonna have to ask you about flat Earth stuff sometime. Okay.
Oh, me and Ashley, I just said that the other day to her. I've been watching a bunch of this stuff, and I said, these flat Earth people are really, really good at what they do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they are some of this stuff. I told her, I said, I can easily see why so many people are convinced by this. I can easily see why so many people are convinced by this because it's really good. Do I believe it? No.
My favorite,
but it's really good though. It's really good.
My favorite flat Earth people are the ones that are obviously trolling everybody, but they sell it with the straight face, they really are really assertive about like flat Earth runs it and stuff like that. And like
the Admiral Byrd stuff is really is the most interesting thing to me. And the 60th parallel crap is still I'm very still kind of intrigued about all that crap, but
they think that there's like an ice wall that goes around the whole disc.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know anything about flat Earth. Okay. I do know this though.
It's interesting.
Yeah. Josiah Zakruski. Josiah Zakruski.
That's him. You got it. You nailed it.
It's a her.
You nailed it.
Who's an ultra marathon runner. She has been banned by UK Athletics for using a car in a race.
Oh yeah, okay. I didn't know you were talking about this story. Yeah,
Zakruski accepted a medal and a trophy after finishing third in the 2023 GB Ultras Manchester in Liverpool, which is a 50-mile race in April 7th. Tracking information later showed she traveled by car for about 2.5 miles before continuing the race. Zakrzewski claimed she told officials that she used the car and finished the race in a non-competitive way.
That's how they kept wording it. She completed the race in a non-competitive way. Is how they kept.
Then
why
did she take the trophy? The claimant had collected the trophy at the end of the race, something which she should have not done if she was completing the race in a non-competitive basis, an independent disciplinary panel said. She also did not seek to return the trophy in a week following the race. So she did the race, took the car, took the trophy, made an excuse. Now here's what I saw. As soon as I saw this, I said, well, she should not have taken a car. That's wrong. But maybe she should have had a dick. If she had had a dick and been a man running in this race, she could have won. So I think
she would have been allowed.
Yeah, that would have been okay. But getting in a car, not allowed. So, yeah. Anyway, I just thought it was kind of a humorous story. All right. Don't cheat. Unless you're a man competing in women's sports. You can do that. Just don't take a car.
I don't think I have.
You got that dog story. You want to read that dog story? That's from yesterday.
That's a sad one.
It is sad.
There was a. I'm going to pull up the story and I can tell you about that. I was looking at my secret stash. Don't forget the meteor shower is coming up over the weekend.
Oh, is it really?
It should be tonight and then tomorrow. The Leonid meteor shower. So look that up to see in your area if you're able to see any of the meteor shower. I was just looking through my Deke's secret stash here to see if I had anything cool. No, I didn't. Okay, so the dog story. Let me bring that up one for yesterday so I can reread that one too. There was this guy who recently they found his body in the Colorado mountains, and his little tiny Jack Russell Terrier that they found next to him had been there with the owner and was almost dead, had lost half of the little dog's body weight, but when they found, the 71-year-old hunter up there, and they found the little dog that remained completely faithful to his master. Man, it's like I said, it's a sad story, but it makes you want to go home and like give your dog a hug and a kiss. We dogs, we don't deserve dogs.
I'm shocked a little bit because I don't think my dog would do that. I think my dog would leave.
Maybe you need to improve your relationship.
Maybe
with your
I
dog,
do.
dude.
I don't know. But you know what? I wouldn't want my dog to just be dying by my dead body. I would be like, go chase a cat, dude.
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah.
Or a possum. Here's the thing I don't understand about my dog. We have a 2-story house, and there's a wall right here. No windows, a wall. But from time to time, in the middle of the night, she gets up and she's like, come on, I need to go outside. I need to go outside right now. Fine. Walk downstairs, let her out, zoom out into the yard. And she's chasing a possum across a fence. I don't even know how she knew the possum was out there. It's not a window. She
either heard it or smelled it.
I mean,
you got to realize that when God was passing out stuff, we got the brains and thumbs, and everything else got everything else.
Yeah,
dogs can smell so much. Ruby can probably smell like 10,000 times better than you.
Yeah, they have way more olfactory sensors. Yeah, probably.
That's crazy. So if she ever looks at a wall, I've saw something on like YouTube or something one day where the dog kept doing that and looking at the wall and doing something to the wall, and the dad was like, fine, and cut this hole in the wall and look, and there was a fucking rattlesnake den in his damn wall. And the dog was like, they had to call people to get these rattlesnakes out of his wall. That the dog was like, there's some snakes in the wall. And they just thought the dog was freaking out, being stupid, I was loving on my little dog the other day. He's a little Jack Russell Terrier, like that one was, a half Jack Russell Terrier. His name's Little Dude. And I was sitting there loving on him and giving him scratches and stuff. And I was talking to him, and I said, Little Dude, I said, I bet he's old. He's an old man. And I said, little buddy, I bet you're pretty wise. I bet you got a lot to tell me, a lot of wisdom to tell me. And when I said that, his little ass, his little tail just fired up like he understood exactly what I was saying to
I'm
him.
getting attention.
I was like, man, that was really weird. It was like, yeah, dude, I do have some wisdom I need to tell you. So it's I don't know. I don't think we know about animals and plants.
All right. I think we're down to the unless you got any more fun stories. I was looking on your Leonid meteor shower stuff. I don't know how to figure out if it's in my area or not. I'm not sure. I was looking for a website that would kind of show me a map, maybe.
Look towards Leo. Find the constellation Leo in the sky and look towards Leo. That's where they would be originating from.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean it's going to be all across the the entire northern hemisphere.
It depends on if you've got clear sky, and even if you see any. I mean, it's not going to be like 1866. Maybe not. Maybe it is.
Might happen.
Maybe we'll be destroyed tonight by a huge meteor.
All right.
Russia
might. All right.
Are you going to do your AI news? I don't even know what AI news you have.
There's a couple here. Here we go. Beep bop boot.
Beep, bop, boop. This is AI News.
I could read if I knew that was going to be for that. I would have put like an electronic voice. I'm going to give you a new.
I know. I like it. From the Daily Caller, and I have something from AP. A couple of things from AP here. Do you think I have said this? We have said this. I've heard it somewhere else, and I agree with it. And now they're posting it out here. You think finding the truth is hard now? It's about to get a whole lot worse. Yeah. Let's see. Axios sounded the alarm on Wednesday, but for all the wrong reasons. The outlet spoke to tech leaders to expose what AI architects fear most, which is that new technology will make the easy, almost magical creation of fake videos ubiquitous. One leading AI architect told the outlet that even developers no longer can distinguish fake from real, something they never thought would be possible so soon. AI technology is now so advanced that it can do what was once purely the realm of science fiction. I don't know if I believe this, but I'll read this first. The technology will be available to the public as soon as early 2024, according to Axios. Some AI experts suggest that by 2026, up to 90% of content on the internet could be synthetically generated, and that figure could reach 99% by 2030. Both of these numbers sound completely made up, completely and totally made up. But the tech is coming very soon. That videos you watch on the internet, probably some of them already are. You can definitely do deep fakes right now. But some of the videos right now that look real are not.
The fake Jamie Foxx voice there's no, wait a minute, in the Y files. Okay, if you watch the Y files,
I wish you wouldn't do it too.
Listen to his voiceovers sometimes.
Yeah,
and I was listening to one the other day, and I was like, that sounds like Morgan Freeman.
Yeah,
but that's not Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
It's an AI Morgan Freeman that he uses. I would bet money that's an AI Morgan Freeman.
100%, I believe that, because I know why he does it. He's doing it because he's trying to tell you a story and put some different voices in these historical recordings and stuff.
He said it in one of his videos one time. He was talking about Art Bell, and he said the reason everyone loved Art Bell is because Art Bell told a story.
Yeah.
Art Bell never had an agenda. He never said, I believe this, I believe this. He let everyone talk. He always asked questions.
Yeah.
He wanted the people to tell the story, and then he would present some information to let you choose. And that's exactly the formula that the dude from the Y-File uses. He tells the story, and then at the end, he says, well, we found out that this is bullshit and we still don't know what this is.
Right.
So choose for yourself, and thanks for being here. And if he wants to take a position, a political position or something, a conspiracy position, he uses an old radio station trick.
Yeah.
I was always told, you as the DJ stay neutral, but you have your character. Oh, you can't say that.
Yeah.
Oh, don't do
Yeah, he
that.
puts
And you have the character say that, so
puts-
he gets heckled.
Yeah, Hecklefish says all the things that he actually thinks.
Which is him. He does the voice of Hecklefish.
Yeah, absolutely. Your summary of Art Bell, though, like that's a great summary to tell. His art was trying to tell a story and open a window to get some other ideas in, and mostly be entertaining, I think.
Yeah.
And
Art Bell was an entertainer. He was a wonderful at getting people to tell their story, to making people feel comfortable enough to talk to him.
Yeah,
because he did not judge.
I really, sitting here thinking about that, kind of drinking that in, like I really aspire to go from what we do here to get a little bit better, a little bit more like that, to be able, because I do, nice. When we go through the stories, I do try to like, sew them together at least a little bit to try to like, just tell the story. But
you will notice that for about a year now, I haven't lost my cool. Well, maybe not a year, but for a long time, I don't lose my cool as much as we did when we first started.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of like, I don't even want to do this. Why am I doing this? Why are you making me do this, JJ?
You still have this up here, but we don't even use it anymore.
Yeah, it's up an empty spot. Okay, so UK Cybersecurity Center says that this is a different story, by the way. A UK cybersecurity center says deepfakes and other AI tools pose a threat to the next election. London's cybersecurity agency said that AI and cyber attacks by hostile countries and their proxies are proliferating and getting harder to track. The National Cybersecurity Center said this year has been the has seen the emergence of state-aligned actors as new cyber threat to critical national infrastructure such as power, water, and internet networks. And they said in its annual review that the past year has also seen the emergence of a new class of cyber adversary in the form of state-aligned actors who are often sympathetic to Russia's further invasion of Ukraine and are ideologically rather than financially motivated. So we already know that we have adversaries around the world. And to be honest, if we're real honest, we are adversaries to a lot of people around the world. We mostly think that like, these other countries are doing this stuff because of Russia, because we're doing this shit to other countries. So we just expect that they're doing it too. But okay, the next election, between now and then, we are going to see more deepfake videos of political candidates, saying stuff they didn't really say or doing stuff they didn't really do. And we're going to see, you can turn on YouTube and you listen to any ads and you hear Joe Rogan pitching you some pill, or I think I heard the Rock pitching you some product or whatever. That's not The Rock. That's not Joe Rogan. Those are not real voices. Those are all fake. That's fake stuff. So, why can't AI just be fun? Why has it got to be used by buttholes?
I make it fun.
You make it fun. Yeah, you're doing some fun AI stuff. Here's the last AI bit. YouTube creators will soon have to disclose the use of generated AI in videos. You saw this? Yeah. So they're soon gonna make us put tags in our video if you're making these kind of videos with fake voices or fake footage or fake whatever. So I bet Wi-Files is gonna have to start tagging their stuff like that. Generative AI has the potential to unlock creativity on YouTube and transform the experience of users and creators on our platform, said Jennifer Flannery O'Connor and Emily Moxley, vice presidents for product management. But just as important, these opportunities must be balanced with our responsibility to protect the YouTube community. So YouTube said that creators that do not disclose that they've used AI tools to make altered or synthetic videos face penalties, including having their content removed or suspension from the platform's revenue sharing program. I wonder if this means that I will not be able to use AI to make thumbnails. I don't know.
Whatever.
It's not the most amazing AI news, but it was AI news.
No,
how's your book coming along? You got your bar book done yet? How far are you done in that?
I'm almost done.
Yeah. How many have you got?
Yeah,
You're doing 40?
I'm doing 40. I got like 36.
I've been
trying to do one a day, but I've been really busy.
Yeah. I'm sure.
We've got we're the radio station for a basketball team and for a high school basketball team in the area. And of course that's getting started up. So we get really busy anyway with high school basketball. But this particular high school basketball team that we have been broadcasting for decades, this year they are preseason ranked number 1 in the state of Kentucky. And one of the players on that team is the all-time Kentucky leading scorer. He broke the 70-year record last year.
Wow.
With 4,000 points or however many points he scored, and he still got a whole year. So he's signed with the University of Kentucky already, and so it's going to be a big year for our broadcasts. So I've been putting a lot of extra time into making them sound really awesome.
How many games a week do you have to do?
Well, like 3.
Yeah. And those are in the evening, right? Those are like, so you're
I will be living here. I will be living here at the radio station, basically. And me and Ashley already know this. We will see each other when we see each other. We have to make the most of our time, but it's a sacrifice that I make. Instead of driving all the way and spending gas money, I just usually stay down here and
throw up a
stay
cot.
Here.
Yeah. Just sleep at the office.
I'll go home and sleep and then come back and then stay. So, I mean, it's just what I do. It's just a little radio station. I make extra money. It's not a big deal. It's not like I'm digging ditches or anything. And I get to do some extra stuff in the extra time. So,
well, how long is the basketball season? Is it like
till February or March?
Yeah, a couple months. Okay. Well, Deke,
it's extra money.
Yeah.
So I ain't complaining.
Well, just don't put it.
It's fun.
Just don't put that into Wells Fargo. That's all.
Thank you. I'll take your tip on
that. As we do at the end of every show, your 2 dads are going to give you some jokes because it really wouldn't be appropriate if we didn't. I feel like we're almost obligated to give you some jokes.
At this point, we are.
Yeah. Deke, a sandwich and a burrito. They walk into a coffee shop, and the barista says, "Sorry, we don't serve food here." Yeah, that's
right. Last night, Ashley was out, and I got home, and I called her, and I said, "When will you be home?" And she was like, 10, 15 minutes max. And that kind of really hurt my feelings because we've been together a long time and she doesn't realize that my name is Andy.
All right. Thanks for watching. We'll be back next week. Whatever. Hey, don't use a car when you're doing a foot race. That's crazy. Use your boyfriend. Climb on his back. Let him work for you. Bye.
Bye.